Hey guys, how are you doing today? Welcome back to the video, and it's KvK time. But not only is it KvK time, it's four-way KvK time, which is my personal favourite event in the game, because when you've got four kingdoms fighting each other, there's normally a lot of targets going around, hopefully solo-sized targets. And even if you are in a dead kingdom or an older kingdom who is more likely to be paired with older kingdoms, because there are four kingdoms fighting at once, there usually are at least some targets to occupy yourself, whereas in a 1v1 KvK or even a three-way KvK, if the kingdoms you're up against are dead, then you can't really have much fun. Now, we were actually matched with TWK's kingdom, and of course, if you've got TWK and DBR in the same KvK bracket, there's going to be some fighting, and there was fighting. We had some embarrassing losses. They had some embarrassing losses. I don't actually have any videos of those because the storage on my iPad was full. So if you want to see those videos, hopefully Prince will upload them. I'm not 100% sure he will. So there are some reports for you guys to look at. Now, we do have some defeats. I don't have those reports, but I'm just going to acknowledge the fact that defeats on our side do exist. We just have to hope that Prince will upload them. I'm not very confident. What I think he might do is, I think he'll just upload the bits that we lost and leave out the bits that he lost, because honestly, I don't see him putting that in his video. And honestly, I don't blame him, because that's a pretty nasty loss there for him. And the second report was Nick's mixed fort defending against one of Prince's spears, which we still managed to win. But yeah, let's get into some KvK solo action. So I've just found this 220 million might player with only 9 million kills sitting in the province here. You know, soloing this kind of might, it's always a risk, but most of the time they don't tend to have too many troops. You know, you can have some 200 million might players that have a couple 100,000 troops and others with like 10 million troops. At this might, the difference in how many troops you can have is crazy, so there's always a risk, but it's KvK, you know, I want to have some fun. I don't really care about getting capped. I've got mushrooms, so I hit this guy with Cav first, and of course, he is in ranged phalanx, countered me. I only walked back with 1,000 siege, and I hit him again with inf, and I guess he must have changed gear on that hit, because I smoked him again and only walked back with siege. Now, right at this point, my infirms are full, so I can't hit him again because I've got to go and heal. But yeah, I don't know how I walked back on that first hit. He definitely should have capped me. I'll just take a look at his comp now. 500k of each T4 in a solo target is not easy to hit. If he was in any other formation, so an infantry phalanx or cavalry phalanx or cav or inf wedge, me countering him would have burned him, but it was only because he's in ranged phalanx, and ranged phalanx is generally quite difficult to hit, that he was able to take my inf rally and still smoke. Good defenses by him. You know, I've now got 100k dead T4 and full infirms, and this guy only lost like maybe 20k dead T3. So I saw this other 200 million might guy chilling in the province, and I decided to go over and give him a solo. Luckily this time he doesn't have many troops. In fact, he's only got T3 there. I don't know if he's even a T4 player. I was a bit hesitant to go after him straight after my experience with the last guy, because like I said, these guys can have at this might can have a huge range in how many troops they have. I mean, that last guy had 2.2 million troops, with almost all of it being T4, and this guy's only got 900k T3. But anyway, that's a nice easy target for me. Now, I was scrolling through the kingdom, then I see these scout marches coming back. I click on their origin, and it's a 223 million might player, so I would consider this a solo target. But before I hit him, I've got to go back and check to see where the scout reports were going to, because what traps like to do, and this guy's kind of too big to be a trap, but what players like to do to trap you is they'll scout dark nests to make you think they're in fury, so you'll be more comfortable with soloing them. But no, this guy is, well, he has been scouting castles. He's definitely in fury, so I'm going to go get my ult ready to set a tracker rally to follow him when he ports. So I hit him with Cav, get the counter, but he doesn't actually burn, which is quite interesting because he only has 1 million troops. But anyway, that first solo took out almost all of his inf. He's pulling away now because he's panicking, you know, he's been caught. And then I'm going to go solo with range. Now, this time he does burn. I find it quite weird how This guy with 1 million troops, me countering him, can almost cap me because I only had like 396 troops walking back. So this guy's 1 million troops actually made it to my siege. But the guy I soloed before, the 2.2 million, 1.5 million T4 player, he killed my troops, but he didn't get to my siege, but this guy did. And that's quite weird because that guy countered me, but I countered this guy. So my range solo takes out the rest of his inf and all of his cav. He's only got range left now, so I'm going to go in with inf, and I get a pretty sweet 15 million drop. He still has his leader unsheltered right then, but he hides it right after. When target only has like a few thousand troops left, I do tend to send just like a leaderless cav march because it's faster. But yeah, he manages to hide his leader just in time. Nick also sent a solo, and I do click on his march follow back, but he didn't cap him either. That guy was mostly T4, and in KvK, T4 give a huge amount of points. I was able to get about 25 million points with just a few solo targets because a lot of them were just really heavy T4. But I did have to stop after this next guy because I just keep hitting people that counter me, and I didn't buy any resources to prepare. Anyway, I'm pretty satisfied with the score of 30 million points this time. So this target, I saw him around some burning castles and I thought, oh, he looks like he's in fury. Go in solo with range. Of course he's in it phalanx, and of course I smoke him. He's got 1.8 million troops, and the highest tier he has is T3, so this is obviously a troop order, and this is a delicious target. The next thing to do is obviously I'm going to go solo him with cav to get rid of the rest of the int. Then I can send range again. So cav drops him 10 mil. He's taking some pretty serious reds now. Then as soon as I go to port in and send my range march, he bubbles. Now, I'm not sure if he never had fury or if his fury just ran out at that exact moment. That's really poor timing for me. You know, if I'd caught him a minute earlier, maybe I would have been able to get the 0. You can see that this guy does only have 2 gold wall heroes. The rest are purple. It's not really a good idea of him to have been out going into fury, trying to... I think he was trying to bait hits. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I actually lost the first solo because of the formation I sent him. Because I attacked in inf wedge, my range halved his T2 inf, then went on to hitting his T3 inf. If I'd sent in cav wedge or inf phalanx, I would have continued to attack his inf T2. And remember, I only lost by 1k troops, so I would have got the burn there. So the final target of this video is this unlucky 200 mil player. I solo him with range, he's in cav phalanx, I count him and he burns, but unfortunately for me, when I go to solo him with inf next, he still has quite a bit of cav left. I wasn't anticipating that, so the second hit does smoke him. He had a scout march coming back and wasn't able to port away when I hit him, so now that I've locked him with a rally, we can all see where he goes if he does port away. But one of the disadvantages of being the tracker rally is that you can't really move, because if you cancel the rally to port over and solo him, there is a good chance that he will then immediately port, and if he does port, then you can't find him again because there's no tracker rally. Nick does burn in with another solo, and I'm like, you know, I want to get in on this. I don't have Griffin on this account, so I can't just Griffin my troops back if I send from distance, so I do take a risk and I cancel the rally to solo him again. As soon as I can, I do reset the tracker rally. But lucky me, he heals all of his cav. My inf hits straight into that and I get wiped. Ouch. And like, my infirms are full for the 3rd time this KvK, and I think it hasn't even been 2 hours yet. This KvK has just been abusive to me. I've lost so many hits, it hurts, but it's still fun, guys, it's still fun. I decide that I'm going to sit the rest of this one out and let Nick and the others take care of it. So I'm going to type in chat to solo the tracker, because if he's continuously healing back, then he needs multiple solo attacks at once to be able to 0 him. But in the end, he hides his leader and the rest of his troops, so we aren't able to fully 0 him. Yeah, guys, that was basically my KvK. It sucked. I lost a lot of hits. It was not good. At the end, I did manage to put in 30 million points, which isn't bad. You know, My best for a 4-way KvK is actually 80 million points that I was able to do in XRX, but because XRX and Pew do KvK quite differently, it's not really possible for me to get that as easily here. But one day I am going to buy a bunch of resources right before 4-way KvK, and I'm going to go for over 100 million points. That's my goal next time. So thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.